Hello, welcome back. So today I'm answering one more question from that post, but I've decided to just record a video about this one particular question because I think there's more I'd like to say about it, and so I can give you guys more details and it could be a thorough listening practice. You've stated if you moved abroad to an English-speaking country, you would speak to your kids in Portuguese only. Would you really? Knowing you've bonded with them through English, how would you go about bonding again in Portuguese? Do you ever think about it as to how much your relationship dynamics with them might change, perhaps for the better? Number 2, do you speak to your hubby in Portuguese at all times indeed? Okay, so if you're new here, you might not know I have 2 children and they were born in Brazil. I live in Brazil. They were born in Brazil and my husband and I have always interacted with them in English. Why? Because, well, obviously I'm an English teacher and I am aware of how important it is to speak English fluently. My husband lived in London for 18 years. We met in London and he's also a proficient speaker. So we understood that we were supposed to offer this fantastic gift to our children and raise them bilingual. So we have always used English with our children 100% of the time, anywhere, everywhere we go. So the kids speak Portuguese, obviously they go to school and they go to a normal Brazilian school, which means they use Portuguese at school every day. They have friends, so they talk to friends in Portuguese, and family, most family members they interact in Portuguese with. So they are, fluent Portuguese speakers as well as fluent English speakers because of us. And yes, I have said that if we moved to an English-speaking country, so if we moved to England, for example, I would change and speak Portuguese with them. Right, so let's talk about that. If I went to England with my kids, if I moved to England with my kids and my kids were not interacting with anyone in Portuguese on a daily basis, every day, or at least 5 times a week, and I noticed that they were watching content, TV in Portuguese, but it was not enough, then I would have to switch to Portuguese myself. However, I would only do that if I had already tried different ways to have my kids use Portuguese. So, for example, if I tried online lessons about anything in Portuguese, like science lessons in Portuguese with a teacher, or Cambly in Portuguese. I don't know if that's even an option, to be honest. I don't know much about Cambly, so I don't know now because I'm not looking into it now. Or a play group where they could go and talk to children in Portuguese. So if I had tried everything and I noticed they were not getting enough exposure, then I would have to switch and I would have to speak Portuguese with my kids. Do I think I would have trouble bonding with my kids in Portuguese? Absolutely not, because it's my first language. So, there wouldn't be any problems. And the kids also speak Portuguese as a first language. So they have 2 first languages, English and Portuguese. Do I think my relationship or the dynamics of my relationship with the kids would improve? No, because English is very natural for me. I've been speaking for 20 years. So no, I don't think it would get better. I don't think it would change at all. And I don't think the kids would feel that either, to be honest with you. And about my husband, yes, we use Portuguese 99% of the time with each other. Obviously, we're both very proficient, which means sometimes we switch to English and we don't notice. Because we started talking about something and we thought it was easier to say a particular word in English, and then we tend to switch and then start talking in English with each other. But it's not something that we do on purpose or that we want to do. It happens sometimes, but most of the time we talk to each other in Portuguese for sure, in front of the kids as well. So the kids see us using Portuguese every day because we speak to each other in Portuguese. And yeah, so it's a very different sort of bilingual dynamic in my house, because we are both Brazilians who raise the kids in English, but we use Portuguese with each other in front of the kids. So it's very weird, but it's been working really well for us so far, and we're always paying attention. And of course, if things start to change and if we feel we have to do something different, we will, because it is so important to us. It's crucial to me and my husband that our children are fluent speakers, proficient speakers in both languages. So we're going to do whatever it is that we have to do to make sure that we achieve that goal. You know, we continue to achieve that goal. So yeah, I hope I've made it clearer. And yes, I think the point of my saying that one day on Instagram was simply to say that Portuguese is very important to us for the kids. You know, I would not have my children not speak my language, you know, no. So I would do whatever it takes to make sure they do. I think that was what I was trying to explain. Yeah, so thank you for being here today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.